Hello students, welcome back to our class. We were discussing the lesson diversity in living organisms and we have covered the invertebrate group in that category. Now we'll be discussing with the vertebrate group, that is known as chordates, and these are known as chordates because they have backbone. All chordate, they possess a notochord, which is a rod-like structure present in the mid-dorsal axis of the body. This is the back portion, dorsal side, and except a few primitive forms in which the notochord persists throughout the life, except in few cases, all others it is replaced by a backbone known as vertebral column or spinal cord. All vertebrates including humans, they have a notochord in embryonic life and this is being replaced by the vertebral column. The chordates which possess a backbone are known as vertebrates. Vertebrates have well developed vertebral column forming the main axis of their internal skeleton, which may be of bones or cartilage. These animals have head, trunk, two pairs of appendages. Gill slits are present at some time in their life during the embryonic development. Vertebrates are divided into 5 classes comprising fishes, frogs, lizards, birds and hairy quadrupeds. As you have seen here, that line is written, gill slits are present in some sort of stage at their development time. So you can understand that humans have evolved from these classes which are present behind the phylum or the class of these categories. These are the examples for amphibians, which are known as that they are capable of living in land and water both. That is why their amphi means both. Mammal is there, rat is the example, humans ourselves are the example, bird is the belonging to apes category, apes class, then fishes are there, then reptiles are there. So these are the 5 classes for vertebrates which are present. Now we can first easily distinguish between the vertebrates and invertebrates, that is animal kingdom is divided into these two. Invertebrates have nerve cord present on the ventral side, heart is on the dorsal side, hemoglobin is dissolved in blood, that we have already discussed in the starting. Phylum Chordata, notochord vertebral column is present, heart is on ventral side, nerve cord is on dorsal side and hemoglobin is present in the red blood cells RBCs. Their vertebrates have cellular level, tissue level and organ system level. So phylum Porifera is there, phylum Cnidaria at tissue level was present and organ system has different categories, that is as acoelomate and coelomate body present in the organ system, where body cavity is present or not. On the basis of that they have been distinguished. Phylum Platyhelminths and Nematode, they have no true body organization and Platyhelminths are absent. They have no body organization. Coelomate, they have body organization. Annelids are example, arthropods, mollusks, echinodermata examples are present in them. We have already discussed their respective categories and these are written the same only. So vertebrate classes are Pisces, fishes, amphibia, frogs, reptilia, lizards and apes, birds, mammalia, hairy quadrupeds. The pets, these are quadrupeds are the example present in these classes, 5 classes of vertebrates. Let's start one by one. The class Pisces, that is including fishes. Ichthyology is the study of the life science branch where you study about fishes. They are completely adapted to aquatic life. They have a 2-chambered heart. Heart is divided into 2 chambers. Breathe by means of gills and they are cold-blooded or poikilothermal. That means their body temperature fluctuates with the temperature of the environment. So whatever the temperature outside, their body temperature adjusted themselves according to that temperature. Their body is covered with the scales and they have fins but no limbs. So fins are used for locomotion, gills are used for respiration. These fishes are of 2 main types, cartilaginous fishes where is a skeleton of cartilaginous system is present, example sharks, dogfish, skates, etc. and fishes containing bony fishes where skeleton is made of bones, example carps, roaches, herrings, trouts, etc. The gill slits in bony fishes are concealed under a gill cover, while those in cartilaginous fishes, they are exposed without a gill cover. So that is the difference between the cartilaginous and the bony fishes. Class Amphibia, examples are frog, toad, salamander and newt. Amphibians, they live partly on land and partly in water. Eggs are laid in the water only. In early stages of life, which is known as at that time larva, they breathe by means of gills because they have evolved from fishes only. But their adults, they breathe by lungs, which is the modification advancement of the respiratory system. They have a smooth, non-scaly, moist, slimy skin because the skin is also used for respiration sometimes. And the eardrum, tympanum, it lies on the surface of the skin. They have 5-finger pentadactyl limbs and a 3-chambered heart. They are also cold-blooded, that is poikilothermals. They will have temperature adjustment according to outside temperature. Midwife toad, salamander, tree frog, these are the examples. Class Reptilia, it includes examples lizard, snake, tortoise, turtle, crocodile, alligator, gharial. They are found only in the rivers of India, Malaysia and Myanmar. Reptiles are completely adapted to life on land. Their eggs have a leathery shell. They breathe by means of lungs right from the birth only. They have rough horny scales on the skin and a 3-chamber heart is present, in which ventricle is partly divided. So this ventricle, the 3rd chamber, shows the advancement beginning of the partition, which will be seen in your next exam class. The eardrum tympanum, it lies at the bottom of a tubular depression and they are cold-blooded, again as fishes and amphibians. These are the examples. Gharials are there, Heloderma, cobra, turtle, all belongs to Reptilia classes. Class Aves, which includes birds, example pigeons, sparrow, crow, duck, owl, penguin, ostrich, emu. All birds belongs to this class and they breathe by means of lungs. They have an exoskeleton of feathers. Their 4 limbs are modified into wings. They have scaly legs and a 4-chamber heart. So in the reptile you saw ventricle is partly divided, which was the indication for the beginning of 4th chamber in the class Aves and the classes ahead present, that is Mammalia class. Their bodies is streamlined and the skeleton is light to facilitate flying. So they have hollow body cavities, air cavities are present which facilitates the flying process, and their body is streamlined so that it can cut the air currents. They are warm-blooded or homeothermal, that means they maintain an almost constant relatively high body temperature irrespective of the changing outside temperature. They lay eggs with calcareous shells. These are the diagrammatic representations for some common apes examples. Common myna is there, sunbird is there, hoopoe is there, pida is there, duck, pond heron is there. So many belonging to birds category are shown here. Then the next class, Mammalia. Example, cat, dogs, cow, sheep, rat, bat, seal, humans, man, monkey, all are involved in that. Mammals are the most highly developed animals for life on land. Although some of them such as whales and porpoises, they live in water, and bats, they fly in air. Do not confuse whale with the fish example. They belong to class mammal and they give birth to living young ones. They do not lay eggs. So that is an advancement from the class Aves and so other classes, that they are known as viviparous. That means they give birth to young ones, the smaller creature just like them, or having genetic diversity definitely present in them. But the ones which lay eggs, the categories just before these, this Mammalia class, they lay eggs and they are known as oviparous, with 2 exceptions of the Australian spiny anteater. This is an exception, it lay eggs, and the duck-billed platypus, they lay eggs. They suckle the young ones, that means they provide nourishment by means of mammary glands. They have hair on their skin, they are warm-blooded, they have a muscular diaphragm separating the thorax and abdomen internally. Just like apes, they also respire through lungs and they have a 4-chamber heart. So heart is divided into 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. We will deal about the physiology of organ systems and different physiological processes in our next lesson. As a rule, they have a pair of external ears known as pinna, and External testes contain in a scrotum known as testicles. Eyes are present like platypus example, spiny anteater example of Australia is given, which lays egg, and it's an egg laying mammal, so it has spines on its body and eyes is shown. This is the example. So this is the flow chart for all the classes belonging to Chordata phylum, classes Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. And do not forget the order. They are always seen in this manner only, okay, because they show the development advancement of body organization in them. So class Pisces, we have learned that they are cold-blooded, aquatic, slimy, scaly skin is present in them. So they have a slimy skin which provides or aids in respiration also, and they breathe through basically gills. Two-chambered heart is present, and fertilization is external because they lay eggs outside. Locomotes with the fins only. These fishes are divided as cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes. Cartilaginous fishes, they have skeleton made of cartilage, example shark and dogfish, and bony fishes, they have a skeleton made up of bones, example trout and rohu. Rohu is Labiorhita, the scientific name. Amphibians, they are cold-blooded only, cold-blooded poikilothermal. Do remember this terminology. The terminology indicates that they have an adjustment of their body temperature as the outside temperature changes. They live in water and on land also, and that is why they are known as amphibia. Slimy skin, gills, skin and lungs for respiration are present. Two pairs of limbs are there. Three-chambered heart is there. Pentadactyl limbs are present. Three-chambered heart. External fertilization takes place, and examples are frog, toad, salamander, etc. Next class is class Reptilia. These are also cold-blooded. These are land animals. Dry scaly skin is present. Lungs are present for breathing. They have two pairs of limbs and a three-chambered heart, where the third chamber ventricle is partly divided also, which will indicating that the advancement is towards a four-chamber heart formation. They lay leathery eggs. Examples are snakes varieties and lizard varieties. Then the next class is aves. These all are aerial ones, except the emu, which belongs to this category. These are flightless birds. Ostrich, that these are flightless, they cannot fly. Aerial, warm-blooded, four limbs. Warm-blooded means homeothermal. Homeo means same, so thermal means temperature. So these organisms, they maintain an internal constant temperature irrespective of the outside external temperature. Like in winters, we do not change our temperature, we adjust according to, just to prevent ourselves from extreme winter condition or summer condition. So but internal body temperature is maintained. Four limbs in the form of wings are present. Feathery skin is there. A feather like exoskeleton is present. Feathers are used for flying purposes. Lungs for breathing. They lay calcareous eggs. Four-chamber heart is there. Four-chamber means two ventricles, two auricles. Parrot, crow, duck, all are falling under this category. Then the class Mammalia is there. These are warm-blooded. All sorts of habitat are present and they are found in those environments. Hairy skin is there. Lungs for breathing are present. Two pairs of limbs are there. Four-chamber heart is there. They show viviparous fertilization or reproduction, that is, they give birth to young ones. Mammary glands are responsible for providing nourishment. They secrete milk. External ears of pinna are present. Example, whale, dolphins. Bats are exceptions, that they are found in water and in flying conditions. Dog, cat, humans, etc. These are some more examples. So from all these discussions, we have covered the classification system and the characteristics of all the categories of kingdom Animalia, that how these organisms are classified and what are the different categories present in nature for them. Like we have learned about phylums for Porifera, Cnidarians, Platyhelminths, then mollusk, then we have learnt about arthropods also, echinodermates. So they all show different characteristics and different body organizations, and all show advancement towards a better body organization. Depending on the changing external environmental conditions, organisms, they develop themselves, they are responding towards natural selection. Natural selection is a kind of a selection process where an organism adapts itself according to the modifying environment. Whether an organism is present in extreme arid condition, extreme dry condition, or extreme hot condition, or extreme cold condition, they adjust their physiology according to them. That is natural selection. So those which are capable of surviving, they are said to be fit for the natural selection and positive for the natural selection, while those which are not capable, they perish away. And then we have learnt about kingdom Animalia as chordates also, which are known as vertebrates, and we have learnt about them as 5 different classes are present. Fishes are there, then amphibians are there, then we have learnt about that there are aves are there, then there are reptiles, then there are aves, and then there is mammal category. So all show this order you need to follow only, and they show advancement again from simple to complex. And mammals are considered the highly evolved body organization containing organisms, and they have the most developed organ systems present in them, which perform all the physiological processes in an coordinated manner with the nervous system present in them. So nervous system, along with the different chemical messengers which a body secretes for the proper growth and development of the body, is known as the control coordination of the body, or you can simply say it as that they follow an integrated manner to perform or sustain a proper life. So this was about the kingdom Animalia and its classification system. We'll meet again with another interesting topic in our next session. Till then, revise these topics. Thank you so much.